Hi everyone, if you didn't already know, I will be racing in 2 Formula 3 championships this year, the FIA International F3 and the Euroformula Open F3. This past week I made seats for both cars in each team's respective factories in England and Germany just a day apart. The seat in an open wheel car is probably one of the most important things we do in the preseason as a driver. We need a seat that allows us to maximize our upper body and leg strength in order to cope with G-forces as well as a lack of power steering and power assisted brakes. We also need to be able to feel what the car is doing beneath us, and not to mention the importance a seat has on the actual safety of the car. There are 2 kinds of seats that we put in Formula cars. One is made with thousands of little beads, and the other is made with an expanding foam. So the first seat I made last week is what's called a beaded seat for the Carlin International Formula 3 car. The process involves filling a large plastic bag with thousands of small beads mixed with a special resin that sets slowly enough for us to be able to adjust my position as we form the bag to the shape of my body. First, we set the pedals at a correct length for the optimal amount of bend in my knees, and then we do a practice run without the resin first, where I actually sit in the car and I learn how to move the beads around to the right places, and so I can figure out exactly where the right driving position is. Obviously, the halo was taken off for both of these seat fits, but we still have to account for it being there when choosing my position. We are also restricted on height due to safety regulations, which means my eyes can just barely see over the steering wheel. The bag is vacuum sealed, so the specialist making my seat can add or remove air in order to move the beads from one part of the seat to another. So for example, if there's too much around my shoulders or not enough underneath my legs, we can actually move the beads from one part of the seat to another. The bead seat process is tedious, but it's much easier to do in one attempt than with the foam seats, as you'll see later. After the resin is mixed in with the bag, we place the bag back in the car, and then I sit in the car and I try and assume as close to as possible the same position that I was in the practice run. We'll shuffle the beads around to the right places, and then I sit in that position for 45 minutes or so while the resin sets enough to have the seat remain intact without me sitting in it. The resin will start to warm up slightly as it starts to harden, but it's nowhere near as hot as the foam seat. So everything we did up to this point, we did on Tuesday afternoon in about 4 hours or so, and then we took Wednesday morning to do the fine-tuning bits. And the fine-tuning process probably took another couple of hours. In the morning, the beads became a solid singular shape. The specialist cut away excess parts of the seat as well as cutouts for the seat belts to go through. Eventually the seat will be wrapped in either cloth or Alcantara, but because we're testing in Bahrain this weekend, we didn't really have time to do that, so for the moment, the seat will just be taped up. And that's the first seat done. All in all, this took about 7 hours total across 2 days, which is pretty typical for one of these types of seats, even though the specialist is incredibly experienced and definitely knew what he was doing. So now we head to Oschersleben, Germany on Wednesday afternoon to make a 2-part foam seat for the EFO car. So now you join us in Oschersleben, Germany after a flight from London Heathrow to Berlin Tegel and a quick 2-hour blast on the Autobahn. For this car we'll be making a 2-part foam seat. Just like the other one, we'll be taking off the halo to make the process a little bit easier. So for this process, we fit blocks of hard foam both behind my back and underneath me to kind of help me get a better picture of where I want to sit when the foam actually expands. The foam is actually just liquid at first, so there's nothing to really keep me in place other than those blocks. Now this car has a much higher nose than the International F3, so that makes my feet actually more level with my chest than, let's say, down by the ground. Also, because the nose is so high, it's actually really difficult to find a position where I can not only be below the height regulation, but also have enough height that I can actually see over the front of the nose. To make the foam seat, my mechanic mixes a measured combination of chemicals in a bucket. After being fully mixed, they quickly pour the liquid into a plastic bag that's already placed in the car. Then I quickly hop in the car and assume my driving position. The liquid expands in minutes and gets very, very hot as it surrounds me. I try my best not to be pushed in any one way or another by the foam, but that can be pretty hard as the foam expands incredibly quickly and not always uniformly from one side to the other. Some teams like to do foam seats in one go, but the Motopark guys actually like to do it in two parts, the lower half and then the upper half. That being said, we took about 3 attempts just to make the lower half of the seat, which took almost 4 hours in total. Eventually though, I did find the right driving position for the lower half, and then we were able to add more foam for the upper half. So to do that, my mechanic poured some mixture in the upper half of the plastic bag while I was already sat in the car. The foam expands around my shoulders, but there wasn't quite enough on my left side, so we added a bit more once the first go had set. I'm not sure if it's coming across on video, but I'm actually sweating a lot from this process because the foam mixture as it expands gets incredibly hot. And coupled with being in a race suit as well, it's pretty toasty in there. So I just spent a couple more minutes waiting for the foam to actually start to cool down and harden, and then I get out of the car once that's done. So once the rough molds actually formed and hardened, the process is pretty similar to the bead seat from this point on. My mechanic shaves excess part of the seat, as well as it makes cutouts for the seat belts. He also tries to shave down any rough edges that could cause pressure points while driving. This process takes a bit longer than with the beaded seat because the foam is more likely to form little peaks and valleys as a result of the plastic bag crumpling as the foam expands rapidly. This process took another couple of hours to get right, but once I'm happy, then the seat is taped up or wrapped in cloth just like the beaded seat. And that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And definitely stay tuned because I've got a lot of cool experiences coming up in the next weeks and months. Planning on doing an analysis of my new helmet and telling you the thought process behind the design. So definitely stay tuned for some cool stuff coming up. Catch you guys in the next one.